Alrighty, hey traders, John Howell here. Right now, I have just opened up my computer, or started up my computer. I've actually just turned on my software, and I personally am going to be doing my analysis to get ready for the week for what the indices are doing, some of the ETFs are doing, gold, silver, so the gold, silver mining sector as well too. I might be looking at some stocks as well too. I'm just going to be doing my analysis like I would normally be doing, but I'm just going to turn the recorder on and I'm just going to go through the individual markets while the recorder is on. So this is let's get ready for this week. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get ready for this week. Before I do start traders, it's really important that I think just by looking at some of the stocks in this S&P 500, just going through these S&P, like all this here, right? Let's actually just see if I can blow this up. There you go here, right? So you can see all these stocks in this in the S&P 500, and even just all the stocks in the United States stocks. There's a lot of different stocks we can trade, right? And there's a lot of different things that are happening. There's some stocks that are just getting absolutely just crushed when it comes to, let me actually just give you an example, right? Like if you look at one stock like this stock here, which is EPAM, right? Look at this here. This had an enormous move up and then it failed, and look what happened. This thing has just got absolutely just crushed really, 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 really quickly. But there's a lot of stocks out there which are holding up quite well, which you can see I've actually got a few blue check marks here. So for example, Tesla, even though Tesla's actually pulling back, it's actually holding up quite well. I'm pretty sure Microsoft is one as well too, right? Yeah, so even though we've got a pullback, it's nothing like EPAM. Was that the code? Right? So the purpose of me telling you this is that as I go through the S&P 500 and so on and so forth and all these indices, yeah, that's good, right? That's good. But I always scan, right? I always have scans that scan the S&P 500, scan the markets. I have all scans, right? So let me show you this here for a minute. So if I click down here, I have a bunch of scans here, right? So I have one. Let me do this here, right? So I'll change this color here for a minute. All right, so I have one scan here, two scans, okay, and then I have 3 and then 4 scans here, and then I have another five scans here. These are the scans that I'm running pretty much, every single day, and these scans here are scanning for my criteria to find really good opportunities amongst all the stocks, right? So we just went through the we just saw the S&P 500. So what I do is I actually scan the entire US market to find my setup that I'm actually looking for. Now, I'm not going to go into my setup here. That takes about half an hour, maybe even an hour to walk you through step by step. If you're interested in learning about the actual trading setup and actually more about this scanning process that I use and how I set it up and so on and so forth, then just go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com, John's Free Training. On that webinar, you register for the webinar. On the webinar, I'll teach you more about my story. I'll teach you all the details to my trading pattern, my system, and then also how I use these scans. But the purpose of me telling this is that I don't ever want you to be in a process to where you are getting so tied to one way in these markets, right? Because and a really big mistake that I've made in the past is that I have a tune tied to the S&P. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm about to look at the S&P. So if I have a bias of what that chart on the S&P is telling me right now, that has nothing to do with what Microsoft is doing, right? Or Tesla, or Adobe for that reason, right? Actually, Adobe's more Nasdaq, right? Yeah, so it's more tech stocks there, right? So, but they have their all individual characteristics of where they're at. Some are in bull trends, some are breaking up to all-time new highs. Like I had, last week I had, some really incredible successful trades on the futures market, on the stock market. 2 really good trades on the stock market, 1 amazing trade on the futures markets. I just want you to be tied to not one direction, but more of a process, okay? Be tied to the process, as in like systems, entries, and exits. Systems, exit. What is the system you're trading? What is the entries? What is the exits? Right? In your rinse, recycle, repeat. So as I said before, I utilize. Oh, look at this here. FBs on my down scan. Now, this is more like a bearish scan here that I use. This one here is a bearish scan. So these here are more bearish scans, like for potential bearish trades that I can go through. This one here is more for bullish trades, and this one here is also another pretty funky, dunky scan that I'll get into a bit later on. Let's actually take that off the screen. Anyway, so let's actually go down to now. Now I'm going to go to the S&P 500. Let's actually zoom in on the S&P 500, and I'm going to do my analysis like I would. So this is going to be more of an in-depth market update for you. But again, I'm walking through how I do my market update and the thought processes behind why I do what I do and how I look at the markets and so on and so forth. Again, go to John's free training if you're actually interested in learning about my actual trading system. So the first thing I always like to do when I'm doing my market updates is always just get a really big picture on what the market is doing, because this gives me the forest from the trees, right? It just gives me a really big sort of picture here. So you can see, we can definitely see that right now. I'm just trying to see if there's, what if I went to the monthly charts? Is there anything on the monthly charts that I can see? I'm just trying to see here. So isn't that amazing? I'm just trying to see if there's anything here long term. No, but even looking at these monthly charts that I'm looking at right now in the S&P, you can see this major trend line here, this major support and resistance line that I've got going on, which you can see that we've got the resistance all through there, almost through there. And you can see even on this monthly chart, a lot of support and resistance here. So if we did continue down, we know this blue line around here is going to be providing some level of support to the market. So there's nothing really there. The big thing that I'm seeing right now in these markets is that we're just, let me just see if I can do this, right, is that we're getting a big move up and now we're just getting a pullback. So this is probably only going to be a 50% retracement or more, maybe down through there. If I go through to the actual Fibonacci levels, actually 50% is down there. I wonder where where's the 38% retracement? Where's that? Yeah, up through there. So it's possibly only going to be maybe a 38% retracement on this big move if we do continue to get some more pullbacks. So that 4,000 level looks like a really strong area. If we go back to the weekly charts now and squeeze my weekly charts up, you can see here that again, these what you want to do, guys, is, you know, I always like to look at major parameters in the markets because they do act as significant levels in the markets, right? It's just amazing how well they work. So yeah, so there's probably that 38% retracement. You know, we possibly could even get a 50% retracement. I doubt that's going to happen, like a 50% retracement. I don't think we're going to get a 50% retracement. If we did, then that'll head us back down to around this major trend line down the bottom here, which is around that level through there. So that's the big picture through there. Let's actually go now down to the daily charts. I'm just going to zoom a bit more in. And let's actually look at the short-term picture here. That's that big picture there. Big picture in the back of my mind is, okay, then this pullback here is just the pullback, and this last few months is just that. And we're probably going to get a turnaround soon. So just be wary of that turnaround coming soon. Now, when I say soon, guys, over the next few weeks, maybe next month, over the next month, just keep in the back of your mind that we're possibly going to get a turnaround soon and have another big leg to the upside soon. Now, looking at the shorter term picture of what's happening for this week, I can see how that we did actually have this trend line coming down through here, and now we've actually gotten another sort of squeezing pattern down. So we've got this sort of trend line coming down through there, and we've also got like a bit of a trend line coming up through their process, and it's actually coming down. What we have here is we have a lower high, double top through here. Now we have another lower high, and we're breaking down, and now we're going sideways through here. So there's actually a real good probability that we may even get something like this, and then we start to get something like this, and we start to have another bearish week in the markets. And I'm expecting around that 4,000 level to start to come into play, possibly even at that a bit lower than that 4,000. Again, that major trend line, wherever when this trend line starts to come into play, which as you can see when I did my scaling, it's around that 39, that 3,900 to 4,000 is possibly going to be a really significant area in the markets there. One thing I'm also noticing too by looking at these markets here is I'm noticing that this level through here is indeed on the S&P 500 is indeed a significant level, and it's been interesting. Look at that. Let me take that off the screen. I don't like too many trend lines on my screen here, on my charts here. So I'll just take that off the screen because this is the more relevant one that's happening right now. Right, so somewhere through there. Really interesting. Look at this here. This is actually interesting that I've just noticed here. So by looking at, oh man, taking my pre-workout right now as I speak. I'm about to get a workout in about an hour or so. Look at that major support level through there. We came down. We only really had one day below it and we got back above it. Now we come back up. Now look what's happening now. Look at all these rejection points. Rejection 1, rejection 2. Not much there. But then also on Friday, we also had a big rejection as well too. So that's actually really, that's really interesting, isn't it? Look at that. I just noticed that. Again, guys, I wasn't joking when I said I'm just doing my market update like I would normally before I even turned the camera on or the video recorder on. So that's actually quite bearish in the markets there. I just noticed that. So let's go over to this point here now. Let's actually go down to the hourly chart now. And you can see what's actually happened here, right? On this hourly chart, we've got a bit of a double top formation going on. One top, two top. And now we've actually broken down past that level and we've actually broken down. So that's actually a very weak type of a movement. Let's actually go to blue again. I got a fetish with blue, don't I tell you? I got blue lines everywhere. Oh, sorry, there's a black line there. Right, so we had a move down and we had like a bit of a weak move up and now we're actually breaking back down to the downside. So this is actually not looking too good for, at least for the start of the week. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see a continuation moving forward through the rest of this week. Even if we did get a little pop to the upside, it's probably going to fail. And we're probably going to start to do something like this moving into the rest of this week here. But that's actually definitely really interesting to see. So that's actually a bit of analysis that I'm looking on that there. Let me just bring that back up to there because that's that big long-term level that I think, or no, not that I think, that I know. It's actually probably through there, isn't it? I'm just looking at where to draw my trend line. I'm trying to get there's a touch there. Let's actually draw. There's also a touch through there as well too. So it's actually probably somewhere through that. We had the rejection through there. We had a little, not so much going through, but we also had a rejection through there as well too. So that'll be the trend line, maybe a bit of a channel as well too. If it's maybe, yeah, there's actually possibly a bit of a channel in place right now. So looks like we could get to the bottom of the channel. Yeah, channeling, boom. So that's actually what I'm looking at through there on the S&P. Let's go down to the Dow Jones now. And I do the forest from the tree perspective. We are at a very long-term level of support level through here. One thing I want to do is I want to go back and redraw some major trend lines here for a moment. So I'm going to draw it through there. I'm just trying to get the touches on. What I'm doing is I'm looking through these points through here. I'm just trying to get the most touches as possible. And then if I create a parallel trend line, then there's possibly something through there. We're not there yet. Okay, so we're not there yet. I'm just saying if we do start to break down, where would support be? Because we're at support now, but if we did break down, where would that next level of support be? So that's what I'm trying to see if there's anything here that can give us a clue. One thing I am noticing, I'm noticing this level through here and this level through here. So I'm trying to see if there's anything like that maybe going on. So let me actually draw this here for a minute. Yeah, so that actually could be quite a significant line in the marketplace as well too. So something through there. You can see how it support level through there. It picked it up all through there and it picked it up through there as well too. So there's actually a bit of a support down here around that wow, pretty much right around the 30,000 level. There's a bit, as I said before, there's a bit of support here. So, but if we did have another bit of a bearish week in the markets, then we have that level through there, plus also this resistance point down through here. That's that last significant high point. So it does look around that sort of the confluence area that I'm getting of what's happening right now is I'm getting, firstly, we got this, again, support level through here. Again, this is a weekly chart trader. So all here, this is actually about a month worth of support. And then we had a breaking of a support level through there. And then we had this whole significant area of resistance as well too. So resistance all through here. And then we had, as you can see, so all this sort of major resistance here. And these sort of lines come into around that 30,000 level. So if we did break this level through here, this support level. Now, again, traders, I may not do that. We may find support and bounce up from here. So it's really interesting to see that. But if we do continue down, then, oh wow. Because the Dow Jones really hasn't actually moved down a lot, has it? Man, we could be getting ready for, yeah, possibly even more. As you can see, right, we've got that level possibly through there. So that 29,000 to 30,000 is going to be a really significant level for the Dow Jones if we do start to see that a bit of a push down in the markets there. So. But again, on the Dow Jones, there's two sort of things that I'm watching for right now. Do we actually continue in this downward slope that we've been in? High, lower, high, lower, high. If we do continue start to break past here and we start to get down to say to 32, then we're probably going to continue on the way down to maybe 30. Wow, maybe. Because that's that next major level of support. Wow, that's actually pretty. Oh my God, we're all gonna die. You know, guys, I'm not really worried about that because again, there's so much opportunities to short the markets as well too, buy put options and so on and so forth. So there's going to be amazing opportunities either way, guys. So I'm not really worried about the market going down. Now I do have I have a long-term trade in the S&P 500. So obviously my bias on the S&P 500 is for it to go up, right? It's like, but I am expecting over the next, from now through the end of next year, a massive, incredible move to the upside. In fact, on the S&P, let's actually go back to the S&P 500 on that. By the time this has been done, by the time this is over, I see a 5,000 plus print on the S&P. So this little pullback here, guys, it's just, again, that's that investing mentality, not a trading mentality. Again, if you go to johnsfreetraining.com, the link in the description, I'll teach you about my trading system where I use to trade for income, you know, to pay my bills. And then my investing is more like just what I just said there about the S&P there. But the two sides of the coin on the Dow Jones is this. The two sides of the coin on the Dow Jones is this, is that let's just say we don't get that. Let's say we just don't get that, right? Because we've got to look at both scenarios, don't we? Because now I'm not looking at this as a system. I'm looking at this based off what? Just a market update. So let's say we don't get that. Let's say the market says, you know what, John? I don't get what you think. We're doing this again. What does that mean? Let's just compare apple to apples. What does that mean now? Well, what that means is now we've got a bit of a dibble bottom, right? A bit of a dibble bottom. And that's right, dibble. D-I-B-B. L-E-E-E-E-E. Dibble bottom. Dibble bottom. Right? And then we actually broke above this level through here. If that's the scenario we get this week, well then I know we got that major level of support around the 34,000. And then if that's the case, then we're probably going to make our way back up to around that 36,000 or maybe more in the markets there. So that's the good old DJ. Let's go have a look at the NQ, the Nasdaq. Let's go back to the weekly charts. Let's have a look at the weekly charts. And again, the same thing for the Nasdaq is the same thing that I'm seeing for man, I'm just looking I'm just looking at this this sort of 2000 bubble and I'm looking nothing. All right. I'll tell you what, guys. This is nothing, right? This is a bit of a pullback in the markets. And by the way, the Fed's actually watching this. The Fed is actually watching this market move, and they're watching it really closely. And they're seeing stocks getting absolutely hammered. So I don't think they're going to be raising rates as much as they think they want to, right? It's like they did back in, if you actually look at the interest rates, they actually did. Let me actually share this with you here because I think it's really interesting when it comes to interest rates. Maybe this is what's going to happen this year, and maybe next year they really start to hit the interest rates hard. So I want to go to the United States Fed fund rate here. Check this out for a minute, all right? Again, guys, this is just, this is just me on the fly here. I'm just doing my market updates like I would normally do. As I'm thinking on the fly, I normally go check things out. So this is it here. But look what happened here. 2016, this here right now is 2017 and then 2018, right? Look at this here. They rose it once from, yes, we're going to start to raise interest rates. And they rose it once in 2016 and they kept it there for all of 2017. And then they started to do the stair step. Then they started to do the stair stepping up. And then, oh my God, we're all going to die. And then boom, down again. So last time by looking at the interest rates, we only got to 2.5%. Let's actually go to, let me see if I can. Let's actually go to max here for a minute. And then I want to zoom in. So last time, you can see here that we end up, every time they try to raise interest rates, they get shorter and shorter and shorter until, the whole thing just goes belly up, right? So we know that's where like the whole big debt crisis thing and the rise and declines of empires and so on and so forth, that Ray Dalio, if you haven't seen it, guys, go check that on YouTube. I think it's called, Ray Dalio's got I think it's a 40-minute video on the rise and decline of empires. And you can see here how we know we're getting towards the end because they only can raise the rates to a certain point before they trigger the next crisis, or the next crisis comes. So the purpose of me saying that is if I look at, let me actually just go back to say the 5-year here for a minute, or the 10-year. There we go, the 10-year. So the last time they rose it to 2.5 before the next crisis. Again, last time they rose it about maybe 5 before they dropped it down and kept it low, and then now they're back down to 0. So this time, maybe they only can raise it to maybe 1.5 before, maybe 2, maybe it's only 1, maybe 1.5 before they start to trigger the next crisis. So it's going to be much quicker than what's happened in the past. And again, we're on the maximum level through here. The raising of the interest rates because of the accumulation of the debt. We're getting towards the end of this crazy scheme that we've been in for the last 3, 4, maybe 5 decades, maybe more. Of the whole big, printing money and going into debt and all that sort of stuff. We know we're in the last sort of legs on that because of the interest rates and they can't raise it. And so therefore, the Fed has 2 choices through here. They have one, stop the printing press, shut down government and let the free market take control and let the free market do their thing, or print the currency into oblivion. And if you watch Mike Maloney's stuff, you'll know that governments always have chosen the latter. They've always chosen to just keep printing in the markets there. My alarm's gone off. Put the bin out. It's bin day for me. Oh, I tell you, my dumbass forgot to put the bin out the other day. And it had like all grass clippings and stuff in it. It's like, oh man, have you ever done that before? Forgot to put the bin out and it's actually full. And you're like, oh man, I got like a full week. Anyway, so the purpose of me, again, guys, I just went off track there about the whole interest rate thing. But that's my thoughts when it comes to the interest rates there. So maybe, just maybe, they're only going to raise it once this year, and then because they're seeing these markets come off, especially a lot of these stocks. So maybe they're only going to raise it once this year, and that's going to be it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that all sort of plays out from there. But we are getting a big pullback here on the Nasdaq. Let's actually go through. There's actually a significant support level where it is right now. That's that sort of support level through there. Just below this right now is that 12,000 level. So the Nasdaq's actually in a bear market already, isn't it? Yeah, down 20-something%. So possibly down towards the 12,000 level is a really, 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 really significant support level. But I am expecting some form of a bounce coming into the market soon. Again, guys, because of that big picture here, I think we're getting really, really close to a bottom in the markets. And one thing that gives me that certainty of, one is that big picture, what I just shared with you, right? But also this thing through here, which is the fear and greed, right? So the market closed. You can see here the last hour of US market, it actually closed quite weak. So very strong move down, and then a weak pullback, and then we had a very, very, very weak close through there. So a bit of a sell off around that level through there. So it actually looks like the Nasdaq's going to have a bit of a weak open. But if we go through to here, we can see that we're at these extreme fear levels already. So we're at those extreme fear levels already, and we know bottoms and turning points come when there's maximum fear. Maximum fear creates bottoms in the markets. So where is maximum fear? Maximum fear is down here, right? When did the bottom in COVID come, right? Because it's all the same thing, right? When there's maximum fear, bottoms in the markets come. When there's maximum greed, tops in markets come. When there's maximum greed, this is tops in markets, right? 80 above, and that's when you like start to get into that really greed territory through here. You know, look at this here, 20 and below, we're starting to get into the extreme fear, and down here where we got like, you know, 5 and below, maybe even down almost down to 0, where it's like absolutely maximum extreme fear, right? If we start to get that, if we get this whole meter here pegging, you can see here we're down here. If I zoom in on this chart, where do we get to? We maybe got because we're on the numbers, right? See, it's from 20 and then 20, let's go 20, 40, 60, right? Anything below is extreme fear, and then obviously we've got 0 down the bottom here. So if we ever got a reading of like maybe 1, which if I scroll back up to this thing here, that's what this reading here is, right? Again, if you go to fear, if you just type in fear and greed in CNN fear and greed index into Google, you'll be able to get this, right? We're at 14 now. So if we started to get down to here somewhere, guess what's coming really, 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 really fast? Now, really fast, guys, I'm talking general terms there, right? Within a week or two, what's going to happen within a week or two of that, we're going to find a bottom. We're going to see a very big slingshot move up, right? So, buy when people fearful, sell when people greedy. You know, the whole analogy, right? So right now, we're not there yet. So what I'm seeing in the markets, maybe we're going to get that continuous selling in the markets. We're going to get this extreme fear start to peg even more. And then we're going to see that bottom markets. Now, I would actually prefer that because that's going to give us a bit of a slingshot move. We're pulling back, and then we may do something like this, and then we're probably going to do something like that again, right? Again, I'm expecting new highs by the end of this year to come into the market. Actually, I have a high of 6,000. Now, I know 6,000, that's an aggressive target. My conservative target is 5,500 on the S&P 500, right? And right now we are at almost at 4,000. Alrighty, so let's have a look at some of the like the home builder indexes and stuff like that. So we've got the home builder index. It actually had a very, very, very weak close below there. Low, a bit of a weak close below. Let's actually see. Do we have any sort of support lines coming through? Do we have anything going on? Again, guys, I'm just drawing trend lines all over the place to try to get the most relevant ones that I can see. This is how I draw my trend lines, by the way. I'm just trying to draw as much as I can to get the most relevant one, and that'll be the one. So now I'm going to delete you. Now I'm going to delete you. And I know we also have this level down here, which is, man, we're probably going to get down there in the next crisis, but probably not this time here in the markets. So that level I just drew was that level through there. Again, this is a weekly chart, that level there. And all I did, guys, were there, right? I just drew maybe 2 or 3 trend lines to find which one is more relevant. And then this one here is going to be the most relevant one to the markets right now. So if we did get a bit more of a downside out of EBD, if we did get a bit more downside out of the home builder index, then probably that 60 level is definitely a strong level of support that could quite possibly come into play. We definitely have a lot of confluence around here as well too. I mean, confluence mean, guys, there's a lot of sort of support and resistance levels all through here as well. We definitely do have a very strong, I'm noticing there's a very strong area of resistance around that. We had this a lot of support level through here, and then a very strong area around the $70 level through here, right? So we have this breaking down, rally up, hit resistance, come back down. Now let's just say that the market doesn't do. Let's actually go back to devil's advocate, right? What if the thing doesn't? What if we don't get that? What if we don't get that and we get this, right? And what the market does hold for some reason, and the downward movement doesn't go. What does that mean then? Well, what that means then is we're probably going to find a very significant low. We're getting back above here. So that this here would then be bottom in the markets, and that extreme fear rating getting in the markets is probably going to create a bit of a bottom right now. But again, we need to see everything follow through, right? But if we did get something like that above 70, then we're going to at least run to maybe even back up to here around that possibly $80 level. Would be if we get above 70 or above 72, then we're on our way to 80 and possibly even a lot more through there. Financial sector, nothing really too clear going on here that I'm seeing right now. Let's go to the big picture to see what's going on. Do we have anything there? We have that level through there, but that's not really anything, is it? Let's actually see if we have anything going on here. Isn't that just amazing, guys? Like, look at that. There's a starter point back in 2009. Then we had that support level in 2012. Look at it here, bouncing in 2016, and then very, very, very significant resistance and support around that 2020 level. And this started when? Back in 2009. I'm going to create another parallel trend line here for a minute, see if there's any significant areas of support or resistance that I can see with this parallel trend line. Is it through there, or is it more through there? I'd have to say somewhere through there. So let me take you off the screen. Yeah, that'd be the line I'd use, right? Because we have resistance through here. So what I'm looking at here, guys, is I'm looking at this resistance through here, resistance. You can see how it's all picking up through there. And then we had it all through there as well too. And you can see so we had it all through, see how it all resistance. I'm just looking for the market to actually bounce. Not where I want it to be. It's like, oh, there's actually real good support right here and it's definitely going to bounce. I got call options in the markets and the market's going to definitely bounce. Well, maybe not. But I'm just looking for the market to find good, strong resistance levels, good, strong support level. Again, this is a weekly chart. And you can see it all through this level through here. And even just right here as well too. Look at that level through there. It all picked it up through there. So that level actually looks pretty, that whole 30 to 34 level looks actually pretty strong in the market. So if we did get a pullback, because once again, traders, I'm just looking at this level. We had a big move up, and now this is just probably going to do something like that, and then away we go. Right? This is just a good pullback in a very big upward movement. Right? So if we get back to our daily charts, then that'd be definitely something I want to keep an eye out for. Let's go have a look at the energy sector. Now, the energy sector has definitely been one that is being done and dusted. I've had a lot of good trades. If you guys know, at the start of the year when we're getting this breakout, and don't take my words for it, just look at my YouTube channel when I did videos at the start of the year. I was calling for a very big move in the energy sector. I even had a very nice trade in the energy sector, especially when we got this breakout level through here, and then we ran to the 80, and we started getting a breaking above there. We got a healthy pullback, and then away we go. So right now, we're definitely rejecting right at this level of resistance. Big rejection of that level of resistance through there. So possibly, maybe, this energy sector needs to have a bit of a cooling off period now, because we did have a very, very strong move to the upside. Got a lot of volume coming into where we are right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see a bit of a cooling off period. We may get a bit more of a push to the upside, but then it's probably going to fail. And then we're probably going to go through a nice healthy pullback. Just by looking at this here, we definitely have something like that going on through there, right? So there's probably possibly trend line through there. So we may get a pullback, or we may just start to go sideways as well too, right? We may start to do something like this, and then maybe get ready for another move up like that. But that weekly chart, looking at that weekly chart again, yeah, we've had a very strong move up to the upside. So I don't think this has got again, anything's possible, right? But I don't think this has got too much more in it before we see a good healthy pullback, a good reset, and then away we go when it comes to that. So that's what I'm looking at through there when it comes to the stocky market. Let's go have a look at gold and silver. Now the gold market, man, there's a lot of lines on here, isn't there? Let me do some deleting. Delete you. Delete. Is that resistance level through there? Oh yeah, I'll just keep that level through there, right? So on the big picture, what I'm seeing through here is there's one thing that's in my mind. So let's actually go back to the weekly charts here for a minute on the GLD. And the big thing that I've always had in the back of my mind that I've done a few times on my YouTube channel is that we've got this very big sort of cup and handle that's in place, and it's creating right now, right? We had this move up, on this cup, and then we've had this handle, and now we're actually breaking out. Now this is obviously a big picture through here, so now we're just breaking out. So to me, this is the start of a very, very, very big up move in the markets. Yes, we're probably going to get a bit more of a pullback through here, and then when we start to do something like that, I am then expecting to see, especially the GLD price, I'm expecting to see GLD, once we can start to break above this resistance level through here, right? That resistance level through there. Or if I go back to the actual gold price itself instead of looking at the ETF, once we start to get back above, so we're probably getting a pullback through here, which is exactly what I called. I said don't get involved with it. We're probably getting a pullback. We're getting that pullback. We may even have a bit more of a pullback or maybe a bit of a sideways movement, but once we actually start to get back above this resistance level here, then I have a target all the way up. Where's it going to be? Right, let's go here. Is it going to be 2,200, 2,300, 2,400, 2,500, 2,600, 2,700, 800, 900, 3,000? I have a target of 3,000 on gold. I believe that this breakout here is the start of an enormous, incredible move to the upside. Now, what makes me say that? Very, 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 very simple stuff, guys. Look at this here. So, firstly, that's actually a target that big cup and handle pattern that I just walked through on the GLD price. That's the actual target I've had from that actual pattern. Okay. Now, but also on the back of all that, remember what I've said here is that when we go through long extended periods of nothing going on, we get very big moves in the markets, just like we did back here. Right? We had not much going on, and then we spent a lot of move going to the upside. Now we had stair step, didn't we? But look what happened. Overall, we had a very, very, very big move up. That's what I'm expecting out of gold. So that is one long-term move. And then also secondly, a lot of energy is being saved up here, and we're just breaking out now. So once we do start to get a pullback through here, once we start to get a break up, I believe gold is going to start to make incredible moves to the upside. And again, I actually see gold racing towards 3,000 as the stock market is doing its thing as well too, right? As the stock market's going choo-choo, chugga-chugga-chugga. Actually, trains don't even do that anymore, do they? What a chugga-chugga-chugga thing, huh? Actually, around here anyway, especially in Sydney, Australia, they're all electric trains, right? There is no chugga-chugga. It's like, I don't know. It's like that's the door closing and electric doors, and then that's the electric thing stuck on. So there is no chugga anymore. So traders, the purpose of me telling you that is that watch, because if we get a bit of a pullback through here, a bit of a resting phase, and we start to go for another nice move, breaking above that resistance level, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. So again, for me traders, I'm already in gold. I've been in gold for a long time for an investing position, but that actually is going to be a good trading opportunity for me as well too. So I'll be watching that for a trading opportunity. Let's go have a look at the sister. How dare you call silver the sister? All right. So the sister is I'm not getting a good reading on the sister. The sister, She's definitely been the woman of the family, right? She is all over the place. She still is. There's a bit of a dibble bottom through here, right? We definitely have a bit of a dibble bottom around the $22 level and the resistance around 25. So it does look like that's up there. What's that? It's that 1, 2, 3 up. So 1, 2, 3 up. Possibly it does look like that because we have this big double bottom in silver. I guess she's finding a bit of support, in her life right now, right? She's stabilizing a bit. She had a bit of a breakdown here for a while, but she's stabilizing. She's on the up. I think I just got like so many dislikes. Actually, dislike button doesn't work anymore. So, or so many women disliking my video just then. How dare you talk about us like that, John? All right, so on silver, yeah, we'll possibly get a bit of a sideways movement, but I wouldn't be too surprised if silver makes its way back up towards that 29, maybe even that $30 level, because that's that next level through there. Let's go have a look at the GDX. And the GDX, let's go have a look at the weekly chart on the GDX. So GDX has definitely broken out of its downward movement through here, right? We definitely had that movement through there. We definitely had a squeezing pattern. As you can see, it was squeezing up into that level, and then we broke to the upside. And this is what I was saying before. I was saying that when we're back in here, is that we could get a break to the downside through here, or we could get a very, very, very big move up. But we don't know where this is going to break. But wherever it breaks, we're going to see a very big move come. And now we're actually starting to get the break up. So we may get a bit of a pullback for a week or two. Maybe. But then it's off to the races. And then, man, the GDX is actually not that. The GDX is going to. I'm telling you right now, traders, like looking at. The mining sector is going to go crazy, guys. It's just. This decade, it's just going to be nuts. We're going to see a nice rise with gold and silver and the stock market. Everything's going to go through a nice rise in the markets. Then when we see the next recessions, everything's going to pull back. And then after that, which is going to be in the second half of this decade, we're going to see just crazy moves in that there. So that's what's happening through there. If I have a look at it, let's have a look at the brother. Right, the brother has actually started to break out. The brother is now. I really like the brother. The brother's really good. He's a really good guy, right? He's very loyal. He's very honest, right? He's got your back. The GDXJ is what I'm talking about. The brother. The brother is. I like this brother. The brother is good, right? We're just starting to get this breakout now when it comes to the GDX here. So this is setting up. This is one sexy beast, guys, and. If you've been following me now for the last couple of years, you would know that I've been mentioning this for quite some time. This through here, guys, has a massive probability of creating one big, massive explosion. I just said that. One big, massive explosion in what? In the GDX. Because we had a very big move up and a very big pullback. Get ready for one of the most crazy. You think the Bitcoin, right? You see the Bitcoin, what the Bitcoin did? Yeah, it's making a lot of people bitter right now, isn't it? That's right. That's why it's called Bitcoin, right? It sucks people in after the move has happened, and then people get sucked in, and then they're bitter. Oh yeah. My mates that used to trade crypto, they were very, very, very. I made $500,000 in big crypto, and oh my goodness, it's going to the moon. They've been very quiet for the last 6 months. What's going on? Bitcoin. Now, you think Bitcoin was big? Get this GDXJ. You watch it. Mark my words. Watch this thing absolutely just like we're talking firework. The amount of energy that is built up through here, it's like a springboard. And the slingshot pattern and the slingshot move that is coming out of this market is going to be one crazy, crazy move. Here we go, right? And it's exciting. I'm in it, guys. I'm in it. I got back in it. I got back in 2020, so I've been waiting. This thing's pulled back a lot longer than I originally thought, but I still see this thing, and it's happening right now, right? It's happening right now. We're actually finally, after all this time, we're getting the breakout of this downward channel through here. very, 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 very weak downward channel, guys. If there's going to be any move that's going to make a crazy move, guys, it is going to be the GDXJ. She is just, darling. If actually she's a sister now, darling, let me take you out on a date. I tell you right now, it's going to be one of the most amazing dates. Actually, screw that. Come on, boys, let's go for a drive in my sports car. So, anyway, I think I made my point through there. It's just amazing, guys. Really is. We're getting the breakout now. We may get some sort of a pullback or sideways movement or whatever you want to call it there. But it'd be really, 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 really good. We've got this bounce through here. Look at this level through here, right? So we had that major significant resistance level through there. We had that major level of significant support through there. So what is that? That's actually, is that a double bottom as well? So double bottom, oh, it is too. So double bottom on the weekly chart, and that should start to see us have a move up to around $60 level. $60 level. Yeah, so very just amazing stuff, guys. Absolutely amazing stuff that's happening on the GDXJ. And just here we go, right? Again, guys, it's not going to go straight up. We will get our pullbacks and all that sort of funky dunky stuff, but get ready for explosion in these markets here, because it's coming. I think I might sell the kids now, right? Well, all right, kids, come on, let's go. You're on for auction. Now, when I say sell the kids, guys, that means I'm just going YOLO. I'm just going all in. I'm selling everything, right? I'm selling the house. I'm selling the car. I'm all YOLO in. Actually, talking about that, guys, talking about like long-term investments, is that I would rather own gold and the GDXJ than a property. So let's go to the SILJ here. SILJ, very nice strong area of resistance. Once we actually break that area of resistance around the $15 level here, then we're probably going to move probably back up to the all-time new highs level through there. I don't have anything going on through the SIL, like no positions on the SILJ. Again, I do on the GDX though. And then also looking at the SIL itself, which I do have a position on. I actually just recently got into a position, which means my stop is at the lows. And the reason why here is because the risk to reward for me, guys, by looking at this one here, again, for an investing position, my risk is down here. You want to know where my reward is? Aha. If I am right about this being the bottom in the markets, right, my risk is down. This is my risk. And then we're possibly going to see that over the next 12 months. So for an investing position, I did get into the SIL because we are potentially forming a bottom through here. Why I'm saying that is because the market low, higher low, and then it started breaking past previous high. So I did start to accumulate. I did start to get into a position for an investing position on the SIL just recently. So it's basically break even where it is right now. So again, we're going to see what happens through there, guys. But the risk to reward is just enormous through there. When you have a very, very, very this. Anyway, so I was going to go onto a tangent through there. Yeah. Oh, sorry if I haven't already. Let's go have a look at. Actually, let's have a look at some of the cryptos here, eh? While I'm doing this market up. Again, guys, I told you if you've made it this, you're watching this video right now. Wow, well done. I'm proud of you. You've made it all through this, and I no doubt you watch. Go check the comment section right now. You're watching this video. Go check the comment section. John, you talk too much. Just get to the point. I told you. I'm talking. I'm sharing with you all my thoughts about what's happening in the markets. And this is more like a training, right? A full in-depth training about everything, about interest rates, long-term, big picture, stocks, gold, market analysis, everything, right? So it's a full in-depth market update. Oh, John, get to the point. Geez, you're like my son. We're setting up the VR yesterday, and then my son, we're watching a YouTube video to help us set up the VR properly. And then he's like, oh, just get to the point. He's like, fast forward. Like, get to the point. Well, this is a market update. So let's go have a look at the good old, oh, geez, the Bitcoin's not looking too good, is it? That 5-minute chart. Daily charts. Let's go have a look at the 52 moving average. That's the 52. 52 is a bit of flat. Not much going on there with the moving averages there. Let's go have a look at the 4-hour chart for a minute. Oh, geez. That's actually... Look at this here. Very, very... We've got a very sort of strong level. Actually, I might have a shorting opportunity here. I'm over getting a short to Bitcoin soon. Got major level of support. So we start to get a very strong bar breaking through here. We could get a move down. What else do we have here? Let's actually... Yeah, the good old Bitcoin. Can't go any lower. Yep. That's what she said. Oh, look at this. Ethereum. Lower high. Let's go to the weekly charts. Okay, we're below the moving average on that there. Long-term level of support is around that level through there. Let's go back to the daily charts now. We're developing a bit of a time here. So if we get a very strong movement on the downside, we could be heading back down towards that $1,800 level on the good old Ethereum. Let's go have a look at Neo. Oh, Neo's just getting... what's that there? We've got Cardano as well too. Just not looking too good. I tell you what, traders, like all through here, golly, man. And especially with the good old Bitcoin as well. Oh, man, I had so many people. Oh, here we go. Bitcoin, cryptos, here we go. No. Like, I tell you what now, traders, I told all my clients and even some of my friends, like, I'm not in crypto right now. I'm in the mining sector. Be in the mining sector. I said in the last 12 months to everyone, no, I'm not in any cryptos right now myself. I said I would rather be in the mining sector right now. Because one, it hasn't made a big move, and two, I see it making a big move. And what's happening right now? We're seeing actually the mining sector rise as cryptos are getting crushed. It's like, huh? Go gold. Especially gold, right? Look at gold. In the last 12 months, crypto's gone up a lot and then smashed. Gold's done nothing, and now we're breaking up to all-time new highs. So, yes. Especially my private clients. If you're interested in becoming a private client of mine, then just email me. And then we'll set up a time to talk, and then you may be a good fit for my private clients. And then we're looking at now the XRP as well too. So not much going on through there. Anyway, guys, well, that's actually a massive wrap up on the markets through there. As I said before, this is going to be a lot different. This is what I normally do. Actually, I normally do a good couple of hours because I look through stocks as well too. There's a few stocks that's actually on my watch list. So if the market did start to form a bottom through here, and we did start to see a bit of a support level coming to here, say for example Tesla, right? And we started to get something like this. This is the if scenarios, guys. If we did get something like that, that'd be very, very, very powerful. That'd tell me that there's some form of a bottoming formation through here. Maybe a bit of a shoulder, head, shoulder formation, and then a break up. I'm not saying that's going to happen, guys, but that's the if scenarios. If it does do that, then that's probably going to tell us that if we do get back above 900 from here, that tells us we're also got a low and then a higher low from here. So if we do get something like that, there's a very, 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 very big move up. If we did start to continue down on Tesla, then again, guys, because we just never know, right? So you always got to be, if we did continue down, then this actually could be continuing back down now to 600. Interesting, right? We've got this very big long-term level of support level through here. That's that week. This is a weekly chart now you're looking at, traders. So you're obviously watching this video right now. So well done, congratulations. You're part of the 1%. Support, and look at it rejected through here, right? We had this market definitely found support here on these weekly bars. 1, 2, 3, and then you can see that rejection 1, rejection 2. So there's a lot of rejection through there. So Tesla's definitely a stock that I'm watching very, very, very closely, because if we do get something like that, wow, I'm just getting really, 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 really excited through there. And plus, I got a few other stocks through there. But I'm going to finish the market update through there, traders. So once again, if you'd like to know more about exactly how I trade the markets, more about the scans that I talked about today as well too, and everything that I do, and more about the actual system, the actual setups that I actually look for good trading opportunities for both short and long, to benefit from the market rising and also benefit from the market crashing. then this is what I want you to do right now. Go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com, johnsfreetraining.com, and then I will see you in the next video.